Hello, everybody. I am delighted to speak to you about Kio Ошо Дзен, and I truly chose the word delighted because to speak to you about Kio Ошо Дзен, it is immediately to bring me back to the very beginning of my life with Osho. And I want you to give me a few moments and hear this. When I arrived, it was a long time ago, when I arrived with Osho, I was coming from Japan, where I had been in contact with Zen and the discipline of the ways Zen is practiced in Japan. I confess that at that time, being so young, I had some resistances to relate to that way of life. Osho was, in my beginning, also very much speaking about Zen. And one thing that struck me so strongly that still today inspires me to continue with this beautiful meditation process called Kio Ошо Дзен. I heard Osho saying for the first time something that I never heard anybody in Japan saying. I heard Osho saying, Zen is the religion of the future because it is not a religion. And that really touched me deeply. And then he continued saying, it is not a religion because Zen does not have the concept of God. And without God, you cannot create a religion. Today, I have awakened to the understanding that without God, there is no guilt. And that's why I continue so enthusiastic and so devoted to this process called Kio Ошо Дзен. Then, as an information, as a small detail, it was how I started my meditation with working with people. Kio was the first process that got me involved with what we call groups, working with people. Later, all the different groups around Osho became called also with the name of Osho. And particularly, Kio became designated as Kio Ошо Дзен. This inspiration that Zen is an aesthetic and conscious way of living your life. More than ever today, all the events that have been happening, not just recently, but for the last 3 or 4 years, where the whole world has been shocked and put into deep conflicts, both collective and for each individual. In these times of confusion, where people who want to live consciously have the right to ask themselves, where am I going with my life? Where is this life really going? Maybe you that are listening to me right now, you are ready to recognize, if it have not happened yet to you before, that the real way to go, the direction where you will fulfill yourself is inwards. So in Kio Ошо Дзен, which is a meditation process that still today follows the same guidance that in the very beginning, the first Kio Ошо Дзен happened in March 1st, 1976. And since then, this process has remained in the inspiration of Osho guidance towards living in meditation. All my life, I have considered that this meditation process is the diamond of all my creativity. And many of you that have already either participated in this process or heard me speaking about it, you know how much love, how much devotion I dedicate to this amazing life experience. It's only a few days. Yes, in such a short time, it's 5 days. In such a short time, you may be touched within yourself in a way that will motivate you, will give you that inner strength to feel what is the direction, what is the priority that you want to keep in the quality of your life. Fortunately, in the last few years, I have found a place in the mountains of Portugal, which is almost a God's gift, an amazing place where this process goes as deep as any of you would want to take it. We are surrounded by the silence of the mountains. We are protected by the intimacy of being in such an isolated place. And just more recently, in my continuation of traveling throughout, walking throughout these mountains, I have discovered that in the same area where we continue to live during this Kio Ошо Дзен process, for over 3,000 years, there has been population living in that area. Today it is isolated. Today there is only the silence of the mountains and the presence of the wind. But many, many generations ago, some of what the people that really lived in this land, in these mountains, in the beginning, they chose this area. I still feel the power of the place. And that is an extra support for those who, as we like to say in meditation, want to go deeper. The depth is within yourself. The process inspired by the guidance of Osho, that I have changed practically nothing since the very first time, the depth of the benefits of this, it will be your choice. It is also in my creative work, the part that I have the longest and most integrated experience. Every time that one of these Kio Ошо Dzens are programmed, I start feeling it already a few weeks, if not months before, a sense of what an amazing opportunity that becomes available. For me, it will be one of the hundreds that I already participated. For you, if you have the opportunity, don't miss this chance. See you in a few weeks in the silence of the mountains of the interior of Portugal.